None. I mean, I had, when I was in grad school here, Mitchell was always the center of it, in my opinion. Mitchell and Books, that was always sort of that was the pole. Everything else rotated around it. And that was true even in the early 90s, so, but, I mean, I really just knew the FIU folks. Like, I didn't know Brendan Buchanan, I didn't know Carl Hyacin, I didn't know people who were not part of the FIU kind of axis. I knew, John Dufresne and Jim Hall and Lynn Barrett and Les Staniford and Campbell was coming in right as I was leaving. So, I was part of the only literary scene I've ever been part of was, Community was very much one in Boston in the late 90s, early 2000s. And that was a very much a music and lit. We were the indie rock scene and the literary world. Those were fused, and it was a group of us, and we were super tight. But Boston's an easier city to do that in because Boston's tiny. Miami's very diffuse and it's huge, and I think it's always harder to kind of pull it all together here. I'm really happy to hear you say that there is one, because I know that there was constantly a kind of a desire when I was in grad school here, but it didn't quite ever come to total fruition. Again, by school, yes, the FIU had their scene, UM had their scene, but a fusion of it all didn't really come together. But there's Mitchell out there running the Miami Book Fair and running Books and Books and doing all these things, and he's constantly, he's the thing holding it. Whatever scene there is, Mitchell's always been at the center of it, holding it together.